아이리님, 일단 한글 책을 읽고 독서를 하고, 원래는 오늘 새로 추가된 책이 있어서 한글 책을 조금 더 읽으려고 했는데 전자책을 읽으려고 하는 노트북에 배터리가 없어요. 그래서 영어 원서를 한번 읽어보도록 하겠습니다. 네, 그래도 실력이 많이 향상된 것 같아요. 예전에는 왜 충전하지 않은 거야 막 그러면서 이 계획에서 흐트러지면 막 약간 조금 다시 박자를 잡기가 힘들었는데 이젠 잘하는 것 같아요. 자, 한번 읽어보도록 하겠습니다. 영어 원서를 간단하게 읽고 또 루틴을 여유있게 한번 실천해 보도록 하겠습니다. 힘이 없네요. 힘이 없어. Love your brain by asking yourself at the moment every choices. Is this good for my brain or bad for it? One of the world's richest men, famed business investor and CEOs, Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett, has seen two rules of investing. Rule number 1, never lose money. Rule number 2, never forget rule number 1. In the same way, the most important rules of brain health are: rule number 1, never lose brain cells. Rule number 2, never forget rule number 1. Okay. Circulation is essential to life. It is the conduit for transporting nutrition to and the toxins away from your cells. The blood flow shrinks the brain, and kills its cells. In fact, the blood flow and brain imaging is the number 1 predictor of future Alzheimer's disease. It's the blood pressure, not the blood pressure, it's actually blood circulation in the brain. Shrinks the brain. Low blood flow shrinks the brain and kills its cells. In fact, low blood flow and brain imaging is the number 1 predictor of future Alzheimer's disease. What's more, if you have blood flow problems anywhere, you likely have them throughout your body. Excessive caffeine, nicotine, dehydration, hypertension, any cardiovascular disease, erectile dysfunction, oxygen deprivation, too little exercise. Retirement, aging, listening to train your brain. Loneliness and social isolation. Beginner job that does not require new learning. Retirement without new learning and goals. Leaky gut, gum disease, low omega-3 fatty acids, high omega-6 fatty acids, high C-reactive protein, fast and processed food, pro-inflammatory diet. Your inheritance matters, but your lifestyle matters more. As we will see, genetic disease is not a sentence. It should be a wake-up call to get serious about brain health. It's about I need help. It's about change is easy if you know how to do it. People don't change when they see the light, only when they feel the heat. Changing is easy if you know how to do it. If it is hard if you keep doing things that interfere reinforce negative behavior circuits in the brain. If you are an anxious child, for example, anxiety builds specific connecting highways, neural networks in your brain. Odds are you still feel anxious as an adult unless you did something to rewire them. 맞아요. Once the brain learns how to do something, it becomes wired to do it automatically. It's a habit, right? And the reflexively through a process called neuroplasticity. New learning and change take a strategy, effort, and resources, which is why we often get stuck. I find this to be true in my own life, and I bet you do too. Depending on what you taught your brain to do, this neuroplasticity can help you develop and maintain good habits, or it can cause you to get stuck in ruts that steal portions of your life. When neurons fire together, they wire together through a process called long-term potentiation, and the habits and responses become ingrained part of your life. LTP occurs when the brain learns something new, whether it's good or bad, and causes networks of brain cells to make new connections. Early in the learning process, the connections are weak, but over time, as behaviors are repeated, the networks become stronger, making the behaviors more likely to become automatic, reflexive, or habitual. At this point, the networks are said to be potentiated. With the brain, what you practice and the reinforce becomes your reality. Fear became potentiated in their brains. The stronger the emotion is, the powerful the wiring or connections in the behavior. Some fears and habits will develop after repeated much exposures, but others will develop after just one exposure. If it is tense enough, such as after physical abuse, fire, robbery, or rape. Okay. On adults, your neurons are still on guard, ready to fire with a little provocation, like in a hairpin trigger. Your son drops a plate and you crush a noise and makes it a flavor. Someone raises his voice to make a point, and you start feeling panicky. You see someone intoxicated in a party and quickly leave, even though you wanted to stay. Because the resting state of the brain is elevated, which we have seen our brain imagining work on post-traumatic stress disorder. You may be more inclined to drink alcohol, take painkillers, or overeat as a way to reset your brain. Now your brain has become stuck in a rut. Within an Oxford Dictionary, in one definition, describes an habit of the pattern of behavior that has become dull and unpredictable, but is hard to change. Yeah. Whatever behavior is formed or you allowed into your life, productive or not, are the ones that are likely to continue. The exciting news is that you can change unwanted behaviors. Practicing good habits such as getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, exercising, and saying no to constantly checking your gadgets, strengthening the willpower circuits in the brain. No one wants you to control the bad things that were done to them, or by their own past negative choices. To feel better fast, you need to learn to make deliberate choices that will create a new pathway in your brain, and this chapter will explain more about how roots and negative behaviors develop in the brain and how you can quickly develop more positive habits while becoming more adaptable and flexible. When you repeatedly engage in positive behaviors, you build in superhighways of success that help you reflexively do the things that you want to do. I'll show you how you can use your brain to change your habits. why we get stuck in ruts, habits, and the brain. Along with the long-term potentiation and kindly, it is important to know about the two areas of brain that are involved with mental flexibility and the habit formation. The anterior circuit grooves, which I think is a brain gear shifter, and the basal ganglia, where habits are formed and sustained. When the ACC is healthy, we tend to be flexible, adaptable, and cooperative, learn from our mistakes, and effective noise when things are wrong. Okay. Deep in the brain are two larger structures that are called the basal ganglia, among other roles. They're involved with integrating thoughts, emotions, and motor movement, which is why we jump when you get excited, or freeze when you become scared. Just like in uncertainty. Okay. Getting stuck in a rut can take many forms, including addictions, depression, impulse control issues, bad habits, staying in a difficult or abusive relationships, or maintaining outdated business processes. Worry, holding grudges, obsessive thinking, compulsive behaviors, persistent anger, rude behavior, and being objectional or argumentative can also be caused by ruts in the brain. Ruts in the brain, okay. Do you listen to soothing music while driving, or take it whenever you get behind the wheel? That happens to most people because they do not understand the brain. As we have seen, it is your brain where you become adaptable, flexible, and able to change, or it is in your brain where you get stuck in a rut. When serotonin levels are low, the ACC and the BG tend to be more active, which can inhibit change and also contribute to the mental flexibility and getting stuck in negative thoughts and behaviors. Increasing serotonin can help calm these areas of the brain. Serotonin. This can be done with 4 simple strategies. Physical exercise increases the ability to tryptophan, the amino acid, the precursor of serotonin. Okay. To enter the brain, walking, running, swimming, or playing table tennis will help you feel happier and more mentally flexible. Yeah, exercise alone has been found to treat depression with effective sensitivity as SRI antidepressant. Whenever you feel stuck in a rut, get moving. Bright light exposure has been shown to increase serotonin and is a natural treatment for seasonal depression and the premenstrual tension syndrome, as well as depression in pregnant women. Depression and inflexibility are more common in winter. And in a place where sunlight is lacking, to improve your mood and increase your cognitive flexibility in learning, get more sun or use bright light LED therapy, which is a standard treatment for seasonal depression. Eating foods that contain tryptophan can increase your serotonin levels. Whenever you feel stuck in a rut, combine tryptophan containing foods such as eggs, turkey, seafood, chicken, peas, nuts, and seeds with healthy carbohydrates such as sweet potatoes and quinoa to elicit a short-term insulin response that drives the tryptophan into the brain. Dark chocolate also increases in serotonin. Nutritional supplements can also raise brain levels of serotonin. My favorite ones are L-tryptophan, 5-hydroxytryptophan, and the saffron. Define what you want and why. To help you make better behavior choices, your BG and the ACG need your prefrontal cortex to step in and take a charge. For this to occur, it helps if you clarify which behaviors you want to change. Your brain makes and happen what it sees. What patterns that make you feel worse by contributing your anxiety, anger, stress, or worry? What rush would you like to return into the super highways of success, leaving you feeling better? Write them down. Create a vivid and believable future of success in detail. Define what you want, and then ask yourself if the behavior is getting you what you want. Whenever you do the right thing, it is beginning to strengthen those circuits instead. Practice doesn't make perfect. It makes the brain do what you practice. Perfect practice it makes perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. Okay. Practice does not make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. Okay. Likewise, your consent and motivation are critical elements of change. Are you ready to eliminate the rats in your life? One of my favorite techniques to access motivation for change is called motivational interviewing. It helps people clarify their conviction and confidence to do things differently, and it uses questions to guide them through the 6 stages of change. Ambivalence and uncertainty are the enemies of change. Decisions to make, lifestyle changes are a result of a natural process that takes place in stages over time. Each stage is a foundation for the next one. Let's talk about how to recognize, reinforce, and accelerate natural process throughout these stages. If I decided to change, how would it benefit me? Focusing on benefits. What are the new behaviors you need to master to be successful? For any problem such as losing weight, overcoming addiction, calming your temper, or avoiding distractions, it is critical to know which important behaviors will help you reach your goal. Then practice them over and over. Here are a few general examples followed by suggestions for specific issues. Make sure your blood sugar is stable to keep the PFC healthy. Get enough sleep to keep the PFC healthy. Take the proper nutritional supplements. Add in exercise. Learn to control your thoughts so you don't have to medicate them with the food or drugs. Get your blood work done so you do not miss an important contributor such as low vitamin D, thyroid, or testosterone levels. It's important to know when you're most vulnerable. Be curious about your behavior, not furious at your sleep. Observe mistakes. Investing in setbacks and it can be extremely instructive if you take the time to really analyze them. Once you know when you are vulnerable, you can create a contingency plan to overcome unwanted behaviors. He recommends that people create, if then, scenarios that spell out how they will break unwanted habits. For example, if an X situation happens and I will do Y, pre-plan the actions. Using this simple technique has been shown to increase an activity in the PFC, which can help override the brain's automatic or reflexive behaviors from SSC and BG. It has been shown to help normalize the brain in the children with ADHD. Okay, making your if-then points and no. 2 other sources improves your ability to stay on track. If I do this, then what happens? Thinking about it helps and prevent a lot of unwanted trouble. If I find myself to become irritated in a moment, then I will take a 3 deep belly breaths before I say anything else. If I am anxious about a meeting, then I will write down my anxious thoughts, which helps to dispel them. To succeed at changing, you have to discern your impulses and make the right choices possible. Okay, the only way you can sustain a change is to change what brings you pleasure. Connect to who you are becoming and think like a healthy person. How would a healthy person order this meal or react to this vulnerable situation? Willpower is a skill you can develop if you can distract yourself for just a minute. Temptations and often go away. Be a loving, effective parent to yourself. Whom you spend time with matters. Cultivating bad habits and good ones is a team sport, and the unit of friends rather than accomplice. You don't have to be perfect. No one is. You just need to keep working on it. Change happens better and faster if you're playful, flexible, and interruptive. Few people change all at once. Change occurs most effectively when it's small and incremental over time. Relying solely on willpower is usually prescription for failure. Know your motivation. When motivation is high, you can do hard things. When things don't work, be curious, not furious. Ask why and the reactions. It may take several tries. Our brains are wired to keep doing what we've always done, but we can change routes into superhighways of success. Making small changes is the secret to feeling better fast. And it can literally take big changes that will ensure those feelings last. Naturally, boost your serotonin. Define what you want and why. Access your awareness for change. Know what you need to do. Identify your most vulnerable moments. Develop them. Plans and overcome your vulnerable moments. Reframe your pain. Turn accomplices into friends. Use the tiny behaviors to create a massive change. Each of these habits take just a few minutes. They're anchored to something you do or think or feel, so that they're more likely to become automatic. Once you do the behaviors you want, find a way to make yourself feel good about them. Draw in a happy face. Palm your fist. Or do whatever feels natural. Emotion helps the brain to remember. After I start to argue, I will ask myself, is that the behavior getting me what I want? When I get out of bed in the morning, I will open the curtains, shades to let the sunshine in. When I feel anxious, I will eat complex carbohydrates such as sweet potato to boost the serotonin. When I relapse or make mistake with my health, I will ask myself, what can I learn from my mistakes? Okay, when I feel thoughts going over and over in my head, I will write them down, which helps to get rid of them. Yeah. Master your rational mind. Dark thoughts in the mind are not you, but are false messages from the brain. And because you are not your brain, you don't have to listen to them. Okay. Disciplined thinking principle number 1. Every time you have a thought, your brain releases chemicals. Yes, that's how your brain works. You have a thought, your brain releases chemicals. Electrical transmission travel throughout your brain, and you become aware of what you're thinking. Thoughts are real, and they have a proper impact on how you feel and behave. Just as a muscle that's exercised becomes stronger, repeatedly thinking the same thoughts makes them stronger too. Similarly, every time you have a happy, hopeful, kind, optimistic, positive thoughts. Your brain releases a chemical that make you feel good. I asked Marcus to think about the last time he had a happy thought. He didn't feel inside his body. When most people are happy, their muscles relax, their hearts beat more slowly, their hands become dry, and they breathe more evenly. When he thought about it, he sighed. He felt peaceful and happy. Thoughts can make your mind and the body feel good, or they can make you feel bad. Every cell in your body is affected by every thought you have. We know this from polygraph or lie detector tests. During polygraphs, a person is connected to instruments that measure hand temperature, heart rate, blood pressure, breathing rate, muscle tension, sweat gland activity. Almost immediately, the test in a person's body reacts to every thought he has, whether he says anything or not. If the person did it, and the words he will find out, his body is likely to have a stress response and react in the following ways. The opposite is also true. If he did not do the deed, his body will experience a relaxation response and react in the following ways. Hand temperature increases, heart rate slows, blood pressure decreases, breathing rate decreases and breathes and become deeper, muscle tension decreases, sweat gland activity decreases. Again, your body reacts almost immediately to what you think. And not just when you ask about telling the truth. Your body reacts to every thought you have, whether it is about work, friends, family, or anything else. This is why when people become upset, they often develop physical symptoms such as headaches, stomach aches, or diarrhea, or they become more susceptible to illness. Imagine what was happening in Marcus' young body as his mind was flooded with negative thoughts. Negative experiences have a greater impact on the brain than the positive ones. People pay more attention to the negative than the positive news. The only way to escape this is to focus on what will bring flow activities to increase our sense of purpose and achievement. Thoughts are based on complex chemical reactions in the brain, memories from the past, and the quality of sleep, hormones, and blood sugar, and many other factors. They are automatic, reflexive, random, and overwhelmingly negative. Plus, they are often erroneous. Unless it is disciplined and bridled, they will lie to you and wreak havoc in your life. It's important to examine your thoughts to see if they're true and if they're helping you or hurting you. Unfortunately, if you never change your thoughts, you will simply believe them and then act out of the enormous belief. You can learn to eliminate ants or automatic negative thoughts that steal your happiness. Whenever you feel sad, mad, nervous, and out of control, write down your automatic negative thoughts. The act of writing down the answer helps you get the invaders out of your head. One negative thought, like one ant at a picnic, is not a big problem. You can learn to eliminate automatic negative thoughts and replace them with more helpful thoughts. They give you a more accurate, fair assessment of any situation. It's not positive thinking that ignores reality. Instead, I advocate accurate, honest thinking. This skill alone can completely change your life if you embrace and practice it. With a bit of practice, you can choose to think helpful thoughts and feel good, or you can choose to think toxic thoughts and feel lousy. It's up to you. One way to begin to notice your thoughts. When they're negative, write them down and talk back to them. If you can correct negative thoughts, you take away their power. When you have a negative thought without challenging it, Your mind believes it and your body reacts to it. Whenever you notice these ends, you need to crush them, or that will ruin your relationships, your self-esteem, and your personal power. All or nothing ends. These sneaky ends will make you feel sorry for yourself. They don't use words like it sometimes or maybe. All or nothing ends and think in absolute. Words like all, always, never, none, nothing, no one, everyone, and every time. This is an example of all or nothing thinking. When you believe that everything is either all good or all bad, it is the same as an black and white thinking. This and can't see anything good. It's very easy to zoom in on mistakes and problems. While focusing on positive will improve your mood and help you feel better about yourself. Putting a positive spin on your thoughts will lead to positive changes in your brain that make you happier and smarter. I have written and lost 8 pounds and they have changed my life, so that I will continue to lose weight until I reach my goal of losing 30 pounds. Of course, there are many important shira thoughts, but in my 35 years as a psychiatrist, I found that guilt is generally not a helpful motivator of behavior. It often backfires, and it can be counterproductive to your goals. Okay. Thinking in words like should, must, oughta, have to, typical of guilty beating ends. It's better to replace certain guilty beating ends with phrases like I want to do this, it fits with my goals to do that, or it would be helpful to do this. I want to visit my parents because they're special to me. My goal is to stop eating sugar because it will reduce my craving, prevent energy crashes, diabetes, and inflammation in my body, and get me off this emotional roller coaster. I want to count my calories because it will help me learn to take control of my eating. It is my best interest to go to the gym because then it will help me feel more energized. I am a giving person, and it is my goal to give more to causes I believe are worthwhile. Even positive labels can be helpful. I tell parents, for example, never praise your children for being smart. Praise them instead of working hard. When you tell children they're smart, they become more performance-oriented and assume that intelligence cannot be improved. If they start to struggle with new tasks, they may feel not smart and they give up. But if you praise your children are working hard, when they come up against a difficult task, they will persist because they work hard. I will find a way to succeed. I go to college if I want to. I will succeed with hard work. This end is convinced. It can see inside someone else's mind and know how others think and feel without even being told. A glass in your direction doesn't mean somebody is talking about you or mad at you. I tell people there is a negative look for someone else and may mean nothing more than that he or she is constipated. You just don't know. I teach all my patients the 18-40-60 rule, which says that when you're 18, you worry about what others think about you. When you're 40, you don't care what anyone thinks about you. And when you're 60, you realize no one has been thinking about you at all. People spend their days worrying and thinking about themselves, not about you. Stop trying to read their mind. Don't let the end to erase your good feelings. When there are things you don't understand, ask for clarification. Mind the reader ends and infectious and cause trouble between people. Blaming ends. He did it, she did it, it's not my fault. It's your fault. This end doesn't want you to admit your mistakes or learn how to fix things and then make them right. It wants you to be the victim. Of all of the ants, blame ants are the most toxic. I call them red ants because they not only steal your happiness, they also drain of your personal power. When you blame something or someone else for the problems in your life, you become a victim of circumstances who can't do anything to change the situation. Be honest with yourself and ask yourself if you have a tendency to say things like, begin a sentence with it is your fault that I can ruin your life. Blame answering makes you a victim, and then when you are a victim, your power is to change your behavior. In order to break free from the blaming and addiction, you have to change your thinking by making it your responsibility to change it is your life. Permitting your life to be taken over another person is like letting the waiter eat your dinner. All or nothing ends. Thinking that things are either all good or all bad. Just that a bad ends. Seeing when you're bad in a situation, guilty breathing ends. Thinking words like should, must, I, or have to. Labeling ends. Attaching a negative label to yourself or someone else. Fortune teller ends. Predicting the worst possible outcome for a situation with a little or no evidence for it. Mind reader ends. Believing you know what other people are thinking, even though they haven't told you. Blaming ends. Blaming someone else for your problems. It is wise to learn how to listen to your thoughts and redirect them so that you feel happier and more positive. We all deal with disjointed thoughts at times, but one of the best ways to stop the monkey from ruining your mind with all their distractions is to start paying attention to them. When you ignore your inner life, like attention starts with children, the monkey starts to misbehave, torture you, belittle you, and wreak all sorts of havoc. However, when you start noticing your thoughts, evaluating them, or even being amused by them, they loosen their control over your emotional life. Taking time to reflect and redirect your inner life can help you train the monkeys to work for you, rather than threaten your sanity. Meditation is a wonderful way to get control of your mind. Research has shown that meditation can slow your heart rate, lower blood pressure, increases circulation, aid digestion, strengthen your immune system, improve cognition, focus, and memory, and decrease brain aging, addictions, anxiety, depression, and irritability. Devoting a few minutes each day to the practice, whether by meditating on a scripture passage or doing the loving kindness meditation, will help you to quiet your mind. As soon as you awaken or your feet hit the floor in the morning, say these words out loud. Since your mind is prone to negativity, it will find a stress in an upcoming day unless you train and discipline it. When you direct your thoughts that today's going to be a great day, your brain will help you uncover the reason why it will be still. Instead, when I say today's going to be a great day, I thank all of the wonderful people I met, or leave it and maybe changed by the work and I enjoy the journey. You have a choice in where you direct your attention, even in times of loss. This simple strategy can make a powerful positive difference in your life. Business professionals frequently say you cannot change what you do measure. That's why it's smart to keep the journal record and measure the feelings you want to decrease, such as anxiety, fear, sadness, anger, or grief, or that you want to increase, such as joy, happiness, or another emotion. Write down and feeling evaluated on a scale from 1 to 10, where 1 is awful and 10 is great. Once you have established this baseline, you can see which of the interventions in feel better fast and make it last and work best for you. Whenever you have a difficult day and several days, you can look at your journal and try to spot trends, such as certain days of the week, times of the day, time of your menstrual cycle, whether you have eaten or not, and more. But the opposite was also true. If I asked them to think about their happiest moments, the time they succeeded or their experience around falling in love, they generally started to smile. Here are 6 quick journaling exercises to help you change your focus. Write out 3 things for which you are grateful. If I could have bought a gratitude, I would. The benefits far outweigh almost all the medications that are prescribed without any side effects. A wealth of research suggests that a daily practice of gratitude, which can be as simple as writing down several things we are grateful for every day, can improve our emotions, health, relationships, and personalities and careers. Happiness, well-being, mood, self-esteem, resilience, a sense of spirituality, impulse to give, optimism, reduction in the materialism, reduction in self-centeredness, recovery from substance misuse, resistance to stress, resistance to envy, friendships, love relationships, career, networking ability, productivity, goal achievement, reduction in turnover, decision making among physicians, physical health, including physical appearance, better sleep, fewer physical symptoms, more time exercising, less physical pain, low blood pressure in people who are hypertensive, recovery from coronary events, vitality and energy, longevity. Focusing on gratitude has been found to increase the activity of the parasympathetic nervous system and decrease in inflammatory markers, improve depression, stress, and happiness, reduce stress among caregivers and among elderly, significantly decrease in anxiety and depression, as well as increases specific memories, life satisfaction, and subjective happiness. When you make a habit of bringing your attention to the things you're grateful for, you enhance how your brain works. In times of stress, take a minute to write down the 3 things, big or small, you are grateful for. Share gratitude letters. Write a 300-word essay about someone you are grateful for, such as teacher, mentor, friend, boss, or co-worker. When you have finished, if possible, make an appointment with that person and read the essay out loud to him or her. Research has shown that doing this significantly increase in life satisfaction scores and happiness and the decrease in symptoms of depression. Expressing your appreciation to enhance gratitude. Appreciation, which is gratitude that is overwordly expressed and builds a bridge between people. Expressing support and appreciation to others has been shown to decrease the stress response in the brain much more powerfully than receiving support. It is better for your brain to give than to receive. To supercharge joyful thinking, get in the habit of writing down the name of the one person whom you appreciate and why. Then share your feelings with a person with a quick email, text, or call. Do this once in a week, and I try not to repeat anyone for 2 months. These exercises will help you build many bridges in goodwill. Count your blessings. You can boost your good feelings if you count your blessings instead of sheep at night. In a study of 221 teenagers in a group that focused on continuing their blessing reported increases in gratitude, optimism and the life satisfaction and decreasing in negative feelings. At bedtime, write down many good things in your life as you can think of 3 minutes. Note down